Move on, guys. We are going to go into one of our favorite segments. This is the one that people love the most. So we are going to be discussing, because we've been off for 2 weeks, so there's a lot of topics that we've missed over the last couple of weeks, and we're going to try to get as many of them as we can. We're going to jump in and talk about the Tiger Woods situation, and we're going to do that over a what the... So here we go. All right. Now, before we start this segment, I have to send out a quick thanks to a company called Equifilms. Equifilms is New Brunswick's only camera and electrical equipment rental place. No matter how big or small the project is, they can supply the equipment. Give them a call at 388-3561, and that is Equifilms.
They're great.
Equifilms.
They helped us out with the Hockey Heroes tournament, which we'll talk about later on.
Yep.
Top notch.
Okay, so here we go. Last week, Florida authorities found Tiger Woods passed out at his steering wheel for 20 minutes while the car was running. The car was damaged, had 2 flat tires. Initially, it was reported as a DUI incident. It was later released that there was no alcohol involved, and instead it was a pain medication that was in his system. And the police released that photo to TMZ, which I want to get on that a little bit. Police release, and it's all over the internet.
Yep.
Yeah.
I put it on Facebook. I had a couple negative comments put my way because I put it on Facebook. But if you have a photo that hits the national newspapers like that, you have to be expected to get some push, or, to have some razzing and some,
Yeah.
Anyways.
At least in good nature,
My first question out to you guys is this. Just how much medication do you have to be on to find yourself at 3 a.m. in the morning passed out behind the wheel? So, Tiger, what the were you doing?
On this one, I'm not sure if this fits like this segment, but sure, we're going to go with it. The medication part, it's a tough one. I've never had to take any major medication, so thank you for that. You know what? He's been battling with injuries for a long time, especially at the end part of his career. So who knows? He could have, even if you mix it with whatever. I've always heard, if you mix this with this, you get a bad reaction. Who knows? That could have easily happened. And how do you spin that? It's all about spinning now, right?
Yeah. I've got a friend in university that came home one night after drinking and had an exam the next day and took, let's say, way too many Gravol. And when he woke up, it was dark out, and he was wondering what was going on. And it was actually the day after the exam. That's my experience on how messed up you have to be on any type of medication. But I highly doubt Tiger was on Gravol. I really don't know, Ray, but you do bring up a good point. I mean, if you're going to be behind the wheel of a car, and I think it was reported that he was 5 to 10 minutes away from his home, probably headed in that location, you do have to take an awful lot of even prescribed medication in a short period of time if you're planning to drive.
Yes. For
that to happen to you. So, I mean, Tiger, you're going through a lot right now. You've never fully recovered from, the big shocking news from previously. You're dealing with a lot of back issues. You're sore everywhere. Everything's rough. But come on, man. Come on. You got to make some better decisions there. And again, don't know the whole story, but for you to be getting behind the wheel and end up in that state, asleep on the side, that's pretty rough.
That's fair.
Okay, so here's a follow-up question to that then. Knowing what we know about Tiger, and now that we know he has to take this kind of medication to deal with whatever injuries he's taken, or maybe we have an old Brett Favre situation where he's addicted to the medication he's taking.
Yeah.
Will we ever see Tiger Woods back on tour again competing?
Yes. 100%.
You think so?
I think so.
I really don't know, but I'm not. I don't really care if we do.
I think he's done.
Yeah,
I really do. I think he's done.
I have one thing of why I think he does. John Daly.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah, but
John Daly has gone through some
but John
stuff
is
too.
he had to wait till the Tours Championship to start competing again. I think for Tiger Woods, it's more important that this guy gets his life straight versus
you
worrying about
watch
getting back on tour.
He'll get his thing back on track, and I'll tell you, there's so many fans. Even though with all these pictures, when you even get like a small degree of people saying, don't say that about Tiger. People love
Oh,
Tiger
I do.
Woods.
I love Tiger.
yeah.
I love Tiger, but you're a superstar. Don't put yourself in this kind of situation.
We all make mistakes.
I know,
We all
but
make
that's a
mistakes.
big mistake. All right,
As
move
far,
on.
as far as him playing again, though, Ray, like, you know who else is like John Daly is a star. He's not a superstar. You know who
Right.
else is a superstar? Michael Jordan. And Tiger, based on what we've seen from him, especially these young guys are not scared of Tiger at all.
No.
They want to be paired with Tiger.
Yeah.
This could be a Michael Jordan to the Wizards situation if he did
Sure.
come back.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're arguably the greatest all time. Don't come back in that state, or we'll all be saying what the exactly. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, so here we go. Next question. What about the officer that released the photos to TMZ? What the? Should he be fired?
I think you and I differ in this, but I'm going to start with this. Absolutely not. And let me first clarify. He didn't release that to TMZ. He released it to the public, and of course TMZ pounced all over it because it was Tiger Woods.
Yeah, but TMZ's the first one to report that. They were the first one to post it to social media.
Because they were waiting for it, Ray. That's what TMZ does, right? So here's my argument on this. To me, that video being released is police transparency. We're in a messed up world right now where the police, sometimes rightfully so, and sometimes not, are accused of doing messed up things, discriminating against people, pulling over people for no reasons, and abusing their power. And what that video was a dashboard cam that, listen, I'm not a cop, I don't know this for sure, but I'm going to go ahead and say that I think the police department owned that video, not the actual cop themselves. And they would have had to go through some protocol to get a hold of it. That video was the only actual live demonstration of what took place when they pulled over guys, possibly one of the biggest athletes in the world who's black. We live in a weird world right now.
Yep.
Listen, that's police transparency. I'm okay with it. If they called TMZ, I'm not okay with it, but I'm not convinced that happened.
Well, I'm not talking about the video. I'm talking about the picture. But before we get to the picture, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. Well, either way, because that's my argument with both is, you know what, I don't know what the policy is. I don't know what the procedure is with the police department to be able, maybe they have all rights to be able to do that. I think it's wrong. And I get your agreement of that we do live in a transparent world, you know, where you got to make sure that there's transparency, that people are, they know that, you know, he wasn't treated poorly but I still think it's a, for lack of a better word, cop out. Like, state, like, I don't think it's showing somebody in the worst state that they possibly are, that they can be, and you're protecting yourself by putting it out there. There's no action at all right now. There's no reason to put any of that out there.
He wasn't arrested.
No, but
Right.
like Tiger wasn't putting a stance up of saying
They didn't press charges.
Right, but he was detained and he was placed under arrest.
Right,
like
right.
if Tiger would have maybe put the police department in a bad place where they're like, wow, we are really being painted in a wrong picture, like in a wrong light. Now, after going through a certain protocol, now we're going to release this to show. If it was the police officer that released this to TMZ, I don't know what happened in the background. I still don't think anyone should be fired over it, but there should be definitely some discipline over that if that was the case. And I don't know.
What I want to know is this. I want to know, how did that picture get into TMZ's hands before it was in, you know, a reputable, a credible news source. TMZ was the first one to get their hands on that picture. So there was cash exchange.
I don't know.
Who
That's
is,
the theory.
Chris,
Well,
TMZ
sure, right?
pays big bucks for that stuff. They want to have the lead on that stuff. So who took that money from TMZ? That's what I want to know.
Okay. Sure.
And if that was an officer, or if that was a clerk at the police station, or whatever the case may be, that person should be fired.
Get your tinfoil hats on.
Yeah.
This could happen. You may be right.
No,
You may be right,
and I
but-
apologize, Ray. I thought you were talking about the video.
The video I get. They had to release the video after
Absolutely.
that because that picture said so much. You don't see when the average Joe Blow gets pulled over for DUI and gets taken to the police station. Why is his picture not on TMZ? Why is his picture? Now, I know it's nobody,
Right.
but still, it's not a public record. How did Tiger Woods' photo from being brought into the police station, how did that become a public document?
And my last comment on this. So their pictures are out there, Ray. We just don't care because we don't know who these people are. So all I'm going to say is this: the picture, as well as the dash cam video, is the police treating Tiger like anybody else, and he needs that right now.
Okay.
That said, though, if the photo if somebody profited on that photo going to TMC prior to it going public for all the other news sources to get a hold of, not only should that person be fired, I'm sure they are right now, if anybody knows who it was, and absolutely they should be.
Well, somebody made some money there. Somebody made some money. All right, last thing is, what the is it with professional athletes putting themselves in this situation when they can take a cab? Okay? Now, here's my little rant on Tiger Woods. And I told you I love Tiger Woods. But this is Tiger Woods that we're talking about versus any other athlete, okay? We always say, how come that athlete, they can afford a cab from here 20 minutes away from home. They can afford a cab from here to there. Tiger Woods has got enough money that he can buy every single cab service across the United States. So what the heck is he doing putting himself in that position, getting behind the wheel, whether it's medication, whether it's drugs, whether it's alcohol, whatever the situation is, what the heck's he doing behind that wheel?
Why does Tiger drive himself anywhere? Like, when you say these guys, this is an age-old question. Like, why do athletes put themselves even in harm's way at all? Why does an athlete have 2 beer, think he's fine, and actually bother driving? Like, you say take a cab. Tiger could buy a 15-foot stretch limo that was that was made out of a Lamborghini and have 10 people drive him around. He never has to drive again. I think it's maybe, the fact that you never have to that makes you want to. I don't know, but it's flat out stupid. You make a great point.
I have 2 things for it, because what I've seen with when I was younger, worked at a kind of a fancier golf course. Rich people stay rich, and because they are cheap. I saw some rich people recycle napkins. They recycle napkins. If they can save $1, they save $1. They're just like you and me.
I don't know. I don't.
Well, hey, this is just one small part. I'm not saying that this is. The other thing is, you and I drive very, very, very mediocre type of vehicles. These people are driving.
Speak for yourself.
Well, yeah, maybe not. Yeah, you got an '87 Ford.
It's 98. Shut up.
Yeah, so, but listen, these athletes have these beautiful cars.
Absolutely.
So you're gonna leave that in the lot. I think some of them just get too. Yeah, of course, they get a little too drunk. I don't want to leave this stuff here. This is my baby.
Yeah,
I'm bringing it with me.
But why did they take it there in the first place? Is probably your point, Ray. Like, why is there not somebody picking you up at home? I think it's because you just want to, because you don't have to.
They're egomaniacs. They're egomaniacs. They want to look at what I got. Look at what I got.
Last point on Tiger Woods. I think Tiger Woods should go back and watch that video that was released from an ESPN reporter, Chris Carter. And I think he should get himself a fall guy. There you go. I don't know if you remember that video. It was awesome. All right. So that was What the... And again, that was sponsored by Equifilms here in New Brunswick. Again, if you need any type of cameras or electrical equipment, they're the rental place. Go see them.
Awesome people.
All right. His name is Serge Morin. Phone number 388-3561. They're going to look after you. I'm sure they're going to love being centered around what the...
Yeah, you're